So hello, my name is Dr. Yaya Sissoko. Today we are going to talk about Chapter 17, Public Policy toward Oligopolies. We know that monopoly, like oligopoly, lead to higher prices and then lower quantity. So, and then the profit for the monopoly oligopoly will increase, and this will also lead to dead loss for the society. The government will try to intervene to, by improving the market outcome. So, policymakers try to induce its firm in an oligopoly to compete rather than cooperate. If they compete, this will increase the output and then lower the price. So therefore, this will also leave the allocation, move the allocation of resources closer to the optimal, the social optimal. So one of the policy to protect, so the public against monopoly and oligopoly is the antitrust law. So Congress passed the first law in the known as the Sherman Antitrust Act in 1890. This law, elevate agreement among oligopolies from an enforceable contract to a criminal conspiracy. So basically, they could go to jail if they try to collude. Then Congress also passed the Clayton Act in 1914, which strengthened further the antitrust law by preventing merger among big corporations, also by preventing oligopolies from colluding, which prevent them to talk to each other or to cooperate. So an illegal phone call, so to illustrate an example for colluding or cooperation between two big companies in the airline industry. Well, Robert Crandall is the president of the American Airlines. Howard Putman is the president of Barnett Airline. So during the phone call, Crandall said, "I think it's dams as well." Okay, so then Whitman said, "Do you have any suggestion for me?" Crondo said, "Yes. So I have a suggestion for you. Raise your fare for by 20%, and I will raise mine the next day." So this is an example of colluding between two presidents of airline company, two of the biggest airline company in the US at that time. So to follow the conversation, Putman said, "Robert, we." So Crandall said, "You will make more money and I will too." Putman said, "We can't talk about pricing." Crandall said, "Oh, Howard, we, we can talk about anything we want to talk about." So the Sherman Antitrust Act prohibited competitive executive from even talking about fixing prices. This is colluding, it undermines, competition, which will increase prices, and reduce the quantity supply. So, however, there are some controversy over antitrust policy. So, this policy used to condemn some businesses practices whose effects are not obvious. So, they also, some condemn the resale price maintenance. They also condemn predatory pricing or tying. So, what is the retail price maintenance? Fair trade. The retail price maintenance requires retailer to charge a customer a given price. So this, might seem anti-competitive, meaning it might reduce the competition. and prevent the retailer from competing on prices. So the defender of this policy said it's not aimed at reducing competition. It has a legitimate goal, so it allows some retailer to offer services. So how about predatory pricing? So predatory pricing charge prices that are too low, so it may lead to anti-competitive, behavior, which will reduce the competition. Also, it can lead to price cut, which may be intended to drive other firms out of the market. So the skeptic, think that the predatory pricing is not a profitable strategy because it might lead to a price war to drive out a rival, and prices would be driven below the cost, and then businesses would be losing money, and at the end, a lot of businesses would exit the market because they are experiencing a negative profit, which is a loss. So what is tying? Tying is a behavior which offers two goods together at a single price. So this will extend the market power, meaning give more power to the businesses. They can charge higher prices. So prices are greater than marginal cost. However, the skeptics think that this cannot increase the market power by binding two goods together. So tying is another form of price discrimination. So tying may increase the profit because if price goes up higher than the marginal cost, this will increase the profit. So one application of antitrust law is a Microsoft case. So in 1998, U.S. government sued against Microsoft Corporation. The central issue here was time. So should Microsoft be allowed to integrate its internet browser into its Windows operating system? In other words, in order to be able to use Windows operating system in your PC, or laptop, you have to buy Microsoft Internet browser, it's the Internet Explorer. So bounding to expand market power into the market of internet browser. So this will what deter other software company from entering the market and offering new product. At that time we had only two browser, Microsoft Internet Explorer and Netscape. So, but Netscape was not able. People were not able to use Netscape because if you have a Windows as your operating system, you will not be able to use you will not be able to use Netscape. Microsoft responded that new feature into all product. So it's a natural part of a technological progress. So they give an example of cars which includes CD player, air conditioning, and an example of camera which include built-in flashes. So the same thing for the operating system, which add many features to Windows. It allow previously standalone product, to be used in the computer, and which are going to be more reliable and easier to use. So this process will lead to integration of internet technology, and then this is going to be the next natural next step that we're going to follow. There was some disagreement about to what extent was Microsoft market power. The government said that more than 80% of new personal computers use a Microsoft operating system. This was a substantial monopoly power for Microsoft because So if you buy Microsoft operating system, then you have to buy also the Internet Explorer. So because you will not be able to use other search engine, on Microsoft operating system if it was not Internet Explorer. So that was tying the two products together. The Internet Explorer with uh, Microsoft operating system was giving a substantial monopoly power to Microsoft. So during a conference presentation on this photo, the president of Microsoft, Bill Gates, said that me, a monopolist? Now, just wait a minute. It was explained that his company was not a monopoly company, so you can see that a Microsoft did not agree with what the government was saying. So the software market is always changing because of the technological innovation. There were competitors to Microsoft now, the Apple Macs and Linux operating system. So they were providing low price and limited market power. So in the November 1999 ruling, the court found that Microsoft, had a great monopoly power, and it was illegally abusing that power. So in a ruling in June 2000, so the court found that Microsoft, should be broken up into two companies. So the first one will be operating system. The second one will be application software. Microsoft appeal, so this ruling in 2001 in the court appeal in the court appeal, so overturned the breakup order of Microsoft. So in September 2001, the Justice Department wanted to settle the case quickly so that it doesn't drag on in, in the courts. So in November 2002, a settlement happened between Microsoft and the government. Microsoft agreed to some restriction, and the government also agreed that the browser of Microsoft will remain part of the Windows operating system. So, so, moreover, in private antitrust suit brought by, the European Union, so, this alleged a variety of anti-competitive behavior by Microsoft. This is the end of our chapter 17. Thank you.